Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. Today I am so excited to share some of my most anticipated releases for 2025, and I feel like it's just so fun to film this video because every year I'm curious to know new books that are coming out, or just, you know, the next book in series that I've been waiting for. So I wanted to share some books that are pretty popular, but also I tried to include some that I haven't heard a lot of people talk about, just because I did some research and I just, you know, am so curious. So I hope you guys find some new releases to put on your list, and if I missed any, you know, exciting releases, let me know in the comments so that I can add that to my list. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. I'm going to start off with these books in order. I forgot to mention that most of these books are, or all of these books are, either romance books or they're romance fantasy, because those are the two genres that I usually read. Also, some of these dates might be, I tried to include dates that I saw, but obviously they might change, and I hope that they don't, but I think they're all probably going to come out next year. The first book I have is called The Favorites by Lane Fargo, and this comes out January 14th. So it's basically, it reminds me of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Like, it sounds different, but at the same time it sounds like it would be a similar kind of vibe. And basically it's about Katrina and Heath. They were like sweethearts, high school sweethearts, no, childhood sweethearts, and they became champion figure skaters. Something happened during the Olympic Games that basically ended their relationship. After the 10th anniversary of their last performance, there's a documentary that got leaked, and now Katrina is going to come out with her side of the story, basically, so that she doesn't let these rumors affect her legacy. And I put that there's going to be a lot of drama. It's a sports romance because I guess they're figure skaters, but I feel like it's going to be more like a heavier kind of read and not like a light fluffy sports romance. I also categorized it as lit fic, so it seems very interesting, and I don't really read a lot of literary fictions, but it sounds something that I'm pretty excited for. The next book is my most anticipated read for 2025, and I feel like everyone is also looking forward to this book. It is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. It comes out January 21st, and I am just so excited because, if you guys don't know, this is the third book, part of the Empyrean series. I don't know, but so far I am enjoying the entire series. I'm not ready for the third book, but I'm also ready because I want to know where this series is going to go, and I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't know what to expect, and I'm trying not to get my hopes up, but I feel like I'm still going to enjoy it. So I just can't wait for this. I can't really share much because it'll give away, like, you know, things that happen, but basically it's a fantasy series with dragons, and I just love the FMC and MMC together. The FMC is like pretty powerful, and they just go through like a bunch of, I don't know, it's a bunch of things, and it has really changed from the first book to the second book, so I don't even know where the third book is going to go. And I feel like I don't even need to explain this book because I feel like everyone has read this book. So if you guys haven't though, I definitely recommend picking up Fourth Wing because you will not regret it. I feel like Xaden is like one of my top like book boyfriends, and I just really love that entire series so far. So I'm obsessed and I can't wait. The next book I have is by Sarah Adams. It's called Beg, Borrow, or Steal. This one comes out January 25th, and it is the third book in the When in Rome series. I don't know what that is called, but I enjoyed it, and I honestly loved both of those books. I think they're just like light fluffy reads. And this third book, I honestly don't know, I don't remember the main characters from, like, mentioned from the previous books. It's about Emily and Jack, and I think Jack is like a brother to someone in the last book. I don't really remember, but basically they're second grade teachers, and Jack left mid-school year with his fiance to go elsewhere, and now he's coming back only to not have a fiance anymore, and to be Emily's next door neighbor. So that just sounds really juicy, and I feel like it's going to be a cute read since they knew each other already from this small town, and to reignite, you know, a spark there. They're both writers. He's working on a mystery novel under a pet name, and she has a literary side hustle that basically the school doesn't know about, and she's going to need his help. I just know that I'm going to eat this book up because I love all of Sarah Adams' books, and I just think they're perfect for whenever you just need something light and fun to read. The next book is Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young, and I haven't read any books by her, but I've heard that Out on a Limb is pretty popular and really good, so I want to read that one. But this one comes out January 28th, and it's about these two high school sweethearts, Sarah and Caleb. They have been through everything and they basically depend on each other. So Sarah wants to venture out and do this project alone because she's like, I know I don't really need to depend on Caleb, but she actually does because he helps her to prevent her project from going wrong. And now they go on this hiking trip that is supposed to help couples that are going through a tough time, and I feel like this one might be a little bit or touch on heavier topics, but it just sounds pretty good, and I am excited to see how, you know, they overcome whatever they're experiencing basically. And it seems like a pretty sweet and moving story, so I can't wait to read that book. The next book I have is Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. This one comes out February 4th, and it is her adult romance, so it's going to be spicy, and I haven't read any spicy books by her. I think her debut adult romance is Not in Love, but I'm currently reading that one, so I haven't gotten to it really. So I'm excited to read this one because it's about Scarlett. She specializes in platform diving, and her goal is to get into med school, so she doesn't really have time for relationships. She has to focus on swimming and her school. On the other hand, we have Lucas, and he is the swim captain and world champion, and basically he thrives on discipline. They don't seem to have anything in common, but there's like a secret that slipped, and they realize that they have more in common than they thought. They basically have to have an arrangement, and I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm excited to read this one to see how it'll be. The next book is called The Rose Bargain, and I forgot to put the author, so I will leave it on screen, but this one also comes out February 4th. It is a YA romantasy, also categorized as historical fantasy, and I'm pretty excited because it's about a fake queen that gives every high society girl a bargain that will help them find qualities to find a suitor basically. And Ivy is our FMC. She has for her season, she has a competition that's actually to win the prince's heart. So obviously there's going to be more at stake there, and she needs to win this competition because, or just, you know, win his heart because it'll help her save her family. The next book I have comes out February 18th, and this is the second book following Heartless Hunter. It is called The Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli, and I'm excited to read this one. I haven't read The Heartless Hunter yet, and I can't wait to get to that one soon. I'm hoping to get to that book in a week or two, but I want to read them closer to when the second book releases so that I can read them back to back. And I've heard nothing but amazing things about that one, and that one is like a 5-star prediction for me. So I think this is a duology. I know that a lot of people are also looking forward to this one. The next one I have is actually pretty interesting. This one is Alex Astor's like debut romance book, and it comes out March 25th. So it's called Summer in the City, and this one basically is about a screenwriter and her CEO. So I love the boss kind of romances, and I haven't read a book like that in a while. The last one I can think of is The Spanish Love Deception, and I enjoyed that book. but this one says that it goes from lovers to enemies to lovers. So I'm excited to see what all of that is about, but it takes place in New York City, so it sounds pretty fun. Next one I have is Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. This one comes out April 1st, and obviously the title is like a Taylor Swift reference. It just sounds so cute already. So this one is about Xavier. He's a guy that basically is perfect in every way, and he goes on a date with Samantha, and a perfect guy can still not be perfect. So is he really perfect? Because he says something wrong on a date that she basically can't really forgive him, but it was also like the best date ever. So I'm kind of confused on that. So she told him to forget about her because she can't date right now, and obviously by the title I feel like also it's a romance book, so obviously he won't be able to forgive her, but they'll somehow figure it out. All of her books are just amazing, and they have something like a heavier, not really heavy, but a more serious topic mentioned. So I don't know, it could be a light fluffy read, but from the sound of it, she's going through something, so I'm excited to see what that one will be about. The next one I'm also pretty excited about, and it also comes out April 1st. This one is called The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings, and I'm nervous but excited at the same time because I feel like when I got my hopes up for Never, I've heard like not so great things about that book, so I haven't even gotten to that book. But this one should be another romance series that she's starting, and it sounds really good, filled with drama, and I just can't wait. So I think this one sounds better than Never, so I hope that it lives up to my expectations. So it says that it's about Georgia. She resides in London, but her family is from South Carolina, and she has been estranged from her wealthy family for years, but she has to come back for her father's funeral. She's going to fall for her brother's AA sponsor, but her brother also has feelings for the same person. So that just sounds so messy, and I don't know what's going to happen, and I just love Jessa's writing, so I feel like this one is going to be heavy but also like really good. Don't know what to expect, but expecting nothing but the best for this series. The next book is also a book that I've been waiting for, and I just don't even know what to expect, or I do, but I'm so nervous. This one is Flawless by Lauren Roberts. It is the third and final book in the Powerless trilogy. This one comes out April 8th, and I just am so excited because this series has been like pretty crazy for the world. I just have been eating it up, and every time I finish, I'm just left with just like in shock because I just can't wait for the next one. And it's really fun to read because our FMC Peyton is just an ordinary, she doesn't have any powers, so she has to go through these trials against all of these people called the elites, and they all have like some sort of power. So it's kind of interesting to see how she's able to go through all of these things without them knowing. So it's pretty fun, and I just can't wait. I can't believe that it's coming to an end, so I'm looking forward to it. I can't really say much more besides the fact that you guys definitely need to pick up Powerless because I was obsessed with that book. The next one I have is Emily Henry's newest release, or going to be her newest release. This one is called Great Big Beautiful Life, comes out April 22nd, and I just feel like for some reason this one seems to be a little bit heavier, but I'm very excited as well because usually her books, a lot of them are about just book people or like writers, and this one is another one. So it's basically about two writers who will compete to have a chance to write a biography for Margaret, someone who people haven't seen in years, and she's like super famous. She has a lot of drama and hidden secrets. I think she gives them each like only part of her story to write. I don't really know too much else about it, but it just sounds really good because I just love like all of the books that she has written about book people with book people in them, I have given like 5 stars. The next one I have is actually a pretty exciting read. It is called Sparrow and Vine by Sophie Lark. Comes out April 22nd, and I haven't read a book by Sophie Lark, but I'm excited because this one is a little different. This one is a contemporary romance book, and I don't know if it'll be a series, but it's about basically similar to like a mafia romance, but not really, because it's a marriage of convenience between 2 rival families to secure an inheritance. So I am just excited because everything, like all of those tropes, I'm just living for, so I can't wait. Then I have Rewind It Back by Liz Tomford, and this one comes out April 24th. Another thing, I'm just so excited for her because her books have been picked up by a publisher, and I'm just excited to see the new covers and everything like that. But this is basically, I think, the last book in the Windy City series. So this one is about Rio and Hallie, but I don't really know too much about it right now. But I just know that I've been waiting for Rio's book, and he just seems like a really cute, like fun character, and I just love all of her books. They're sports romances, but like different sports, and this one I think might be a hockey romance because she went from a hockey to basketball, which that was like my favorite book, and then she had baseball, and then I think this one is back to hockey. So all of her books are just so good, and I love all of the characters. I just can't wait to be back in this world, and I just can't believe that it's almost over. Then I have A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mendana, and this is expected to release April 29th. It is by the same author as The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. The titles are just so long. I haven't read that book, but I've heard some like really great things about it, and honestly I don't know what that book is about, but it seems more than just a fun Halloween read. So this one is basically about a witch that has a second chance to get her magical powers back after resurrecting her late or great aunt, and she basically found this like old spell book at this inn, I think, that she runs with her aunt. She was trying to restore her power, but she ended up turning into someone that she had a one-night stand with. So it's very interesting if she turns into him, like how will she fall in love with this person? So I don't know, but I'm very curious, and it sounds like a really fun read, so I can't wait to check that one out. Honestly, I won't get to that one until like the fall time so that I can read something related to Halloween. I'm pretty excited for the next one. This one is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I feel like I haven't read a book by her in a while, or she hasn't come out with a book in a while, and this one comes out June 3rd. So it's about Joanne. She loves astronomy and wants to go to space. That's really all I know about it. Basically, I feel like all of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books are more like on the literary fiction kind of side. This one says that it's fast-paced, thrilling, and emotional. This one is by Ashley Poston, and it is called Sound Like Love. This one comes out June 17th, and this one has magical realism as well, and I feel like all of her books, possibly, I don't know, I haven't read anything besides The 7 Year Slip, but I think they all have magical realism, so that is a very cool thing that she does. This one is pretty cool because it's about a songwriter and a musician. So the songwriter, Johnny, is feeling uninspired. She goes to this town, I think, but suddenly she hears like this melody and this voice, and she thought that this was just part of her imagination, but the voice that belongs to this man turns up to be like, he's like a real man that shows up in this hometown. I don't know, but honestly it sounds really cool, and I think I will enjoy it. So I had to put this on my list because I was obsessed with the 7 Year Slip, so like I'm chasing for the same feeling. And then I only have 3 books left, so I don't really have a lot for the end of the year because I feel like usually they're announced later on. But the next one I have is Made for Each Other by Lynn Painter. This one comes out July 15th, and Made is like an actual like housemaid kind of. It's basically about a millionaire and a housekeeper, and I just love that trope as well because the spectrum, they're so different. So it's an adult rom-com, fake dating, and forced proximity. I honestly feel like most of her young adult books are more popular, but I love her adult romances, so I'm excited to read this one. And I just love the fake dating and forced proximity tropes, so I can't wait to get to that one. The next one I have is Accomplice to the Villain by Nicole Mayer. This one comes out August 7th, and I don't have anything for this one because it is the third book, I think maybe the last book in the series. But basically the first one is called Assistant to the Villain, and it is a YA fantasy that is more, it's more like a cozy fantasy. It's pretty funny, it's more humorous, and it's not like serious or anything like that. I think it's pretty cute as well, so I'm actually reading the second one right now, and I can't wait to get to the third one. And then the last book that I have on my list is Good Spirits by B.K. Borson. This one is another Christmas book that I'm very excited for because I just read Love Light Farms and I did enjoy that book. So this one won't come out until October 7th. This one, the main male character is the ghost of Christmas past, and his assignment is to haunt for her, or haunt her, and I guess he's going to end up not wanting to haunt her. I don't know, but it's another Christmas one that I'm very excited for. So I have all of those on my list. I know it was pretty lengthy, but I know that there are plenty of other new releases out that I missed, but I just wanted to put some books on your radar. If you guys haven't heard anything, I've been seeing a lot of these videos and it's interesting to see what books to add to my list. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, let me know if I'm missing any books that I should put on my radar, and what is one of your most anticipated reads for 2025. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.